reminded of a statement by the late Archbishop Oscar Romero, who said, "When I feed the poor, they call me a saint. When I ask why they're poor, they call me a communist." In our current situation, the parents and loved ones of active duty service personnel have organized a magnificent nationwide organization called Military Families Speak Out. Long overdue. And it's my pleasure to introduce to you Elaine, who will be a spokesman for MFSO.
Hi everybody. I want to thank Veterans for Peace, and I'm honored to speak on behalf of Military Families Speak Out. Today we're here commemorating those that we have lost in the wars of past and the wars of the present. It's unfortunate that we've been fighting since the Abraham Lincoln Brigade and before to stop the death and destruction of war. I just want to tell you a little story of why I'm here today. This is my father. My father was called up at the age of 27. He was drafted into the Marine Corps when he was in Okinawa in the Pacific Theater, and he had my brother at the time, and he did not want to go. But he was drafted, and he went, and he knew the horrors of war. My mother told me that the entire time he was in Parris Island, he was in the brig. He was constantly fighting with the drill instructors. My father did not want to be a Marine, but he was forced to be one. So what he did was, he went to Okinawa and he fought in the battle. One of the bloodiest battles of World War II that we know of. He was there 4 months and he was hit with a hand grenade and it killed his friend next to him. He lost part of his arm and he was triaged on the battlefield. He would never speak about it. He was lucky he didn't lose his arm on the battlefield and he didn't lose his life. But he came back and he taught me that war was unremitting hell on earth. He never spoke about it, but whenever we would sit down and watch the 5 o'clock news, and at that time we saw the body bags coming off the helicopters from Vietnam, and in Vietnam, he would just shake his head and stoically look at me and say, "War is hell." And he was never the same man. He wasn't a very verbal man to begin with, but he was a very angry man after living with him all those years and seeing how much he hated war. And what we did was, they had a World War II memorial set up in Washington in 2004. We put his picture there to honor him as a Marine. Triage on the battlefield, he wound up getting hepatitis C, and he eventually died from liver failure from that hepatitis C. My son joined the Marine Corps in 1999, saying that he wanted to be like his grandfather. But his grandfather wasn't around to tell him that war was unremitting hell on earth. In 99, we were not at war. And I told him, please don't join. But he did. He said, I want to serve my country. And my family said, let him go. We won't have another war. And I didn't believe that in my heart. But I said, well, maybe the new millennium came and we won't have another war like Vietnam. But we much more of this. And today I'm here to commemorate the memory of my father and to ask him again to please bring my son home alive and in one piece. And I know it's a lot to ask of him again, but he did it well the first 2 times. And I'm really hoping that he does it again for us, because I don't want to see him part of the statistics. Today I picked up the Staten Island Advance, which Hugh has in his hand, and every Sunday they have the amount of fallen soldiers in this war, and today it was 4,081. And in March, when we were in Washington, it was 4,000. So that's 81 more. And we're only in May. And we don't know how many Iraqis are gone. They won't tell us, but we know it's at least 1 million. And on the cover of that paper today, there's another hero there, Ryan Miller, from Staten Island. We know his mother, she's an activist. He's going to be running in the Memorial Day parade. And what he says is, he just wants people to know what's going on over there. He doesn't say anything about being anti-war or pro-war. He just wants people to know that he lost members of his platoon, members of his battalion, and friends. And they keep dying. So I say no more war, and today, thank you for having this Memorial Day commemoration.